Well, good morning, Tammy.
Good morning, Julie.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Thank you. Wow, it's Tuesday, August 31st.
I know.
And yeah, here
Wow.
we are. Here we are.
I know.
So Tammy and I, so we're two psychic moms. And well, why don't you tell people
Okay.
about
Yeah,
it?
sure. We're two psychic moms, and Julie and I started putting this together. We're both intuitive. We give intuitive readings and offer intuitive readings, and we work actually pretty similarly, I think. And anyway, this show, basically, this channel is about just delivering some messages for you. It might be something that you as viewers have given us, like a topic or something, which we really invite and we would really love for you to do, to comment and to maybe send us some questions. But if not, we also just kind of have our own topics maybe, or just kind of work off of each other and our guides and see what comes up. So, it could be spontaneous. And so for me, Tammy Langowski, you can reach me at tammysintuitive.com. I do give reading sessions and offer reading sessions. Also, I do some channeled messages that I put on my Instagram, Facebook, and I have another YouTube channel called Tammy's Channel Chats, where I just offer some channel messages. So you can find me there as well. And I will pass that to Julie. How can we find you, Julie?
Tammy. I'm juliehawkins.com or bizpsychic.com, B-I-Z. And I'm going to piggyback on something I said last week, or kind of about, oh, come
Oh, and we have cats.
on, about he wasn't quite sure how she was coming up. So, or about drop-ins and how we get information sometimes, how information drops into us. And I realized, because last week I was talking about how I will get information will drop in, and then I finally figured out, it only took me, I don't know, all my life to figure this out, that when I get this information, it's usually a day or two later that it
Mm.
shows up. Okay.
Right.
I just never looked for the pattern before. And so I've been keeping track of that. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because that's what happened last week. They dropped in information for me about Afghanistan and how a lot of people were going to die. And then 2 days later, there was that horrible bombing, and they did. And so what I decided about that was, and we're going to talk nice today. Okay. Happy stuff. What I decided was, when I get these drop-ins, I'm literally going to go hop on my Facebook Live and just say, oh, this was just dropped into me, blah,
Good.
blah, 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 and just go with it. It might be 30 seconds long. It might be a minute long, whatever it is. So start looking for those. And Tammy and I decided we're going to do a Facebook Live. We're going to start somehow promoting that.
Yeah, I know. We got to.
On our Facebook. I created a very basic graphic that I wanted to go in and fix a little bit, but my week got very much away from me. And that's going to be the 22nd, I think we
Yeah,
decided,
I think that's what we decided. Yes.
of September
Huh?
at 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes. I'm just looking. I'm just double checking, but yes, on the 26th. Yes, 7 p.m.
And I think in the future, so I think we're going to try to do those maybe like once a month, and maybe we'll alternate like during the lunchtime, or what would be lunchtime for us, or morning. And then, so we're going to try and mix those up a little bit. So just watch for those. So we'll have channeled messages for you between the two of us all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so with the live that we want to do too, so yeah, be thinking about, maybe some questions. If you're able to tune in, that would be great, and watch. And then any, we say like general type questions, obviously that can pertain to everybody and have interest for everyone. Yeah, so we're gonna give that a shot and see what we think.
So I was telling, yes, so watch for that, and please share it when we post it. We would love for it's a great opportunity for people. So why wouldn't you, right? Um, So I was telling Tammy this morning right before we came live that I'm like, I am looking for happiness here. And I kind of didn't say it that way, but a happy messaging today. And because that's what my guides brought to me this morning. They're like, we want you to have happy messages today, happy feelings, happiness. We want you to think about the joy of your life today. Where are you at? And to be grateful for the blessings that you have. We all have struggles. We all have some drama. We all have some chaos going on in our lives, but we also have some really beautiful things and some really blessed things. And so we want you to really think about what, not just what can you be grateful for. That's a lovely start. But what you feel good about. What makes you feel good in your life? What are the things that make you happy? I mean, for myself, I feel like I feel really, really, really blessed. I'm just going to say that. I mean, I live in a lovely, modest home with many cats, and I have, just surrounded by wonderful people, and I am in I think I'm in really good health, generally speaking, aside from those aches and pains that come with the extra years. And I I am doing all the things. There's a hair here that's right there. It is. I feel like I'm doing all the things that I want to be doing in my life, working with the people that I love working with, giving readings, um,
Mhm.
I'm writing, collaborating on another book with a couple of people. And it's, I think it's going to be freaking amazing. That's all I'm going to say about that. And it's really for entrepreneurs, and but in a way that you will never have probably thought about it. So I'll give a little tease about that. So
Oh, yeah.
all I'm saying is that um, they want you to do, and I want you to do the things that make you feel good, and to let go of that stuff that it's just junk that can just pull you down into the spiral that serves absolutely no purpose. Um, you don't have to go there.
Mhm.
You don't have to go there. I'm gonna I'm gonna share a little example of this because um, I was on the phone with a friend I've known for a very long time, and somehow it went to COVID and vaccinations. I don't know how it happens. I really don't. And
Popular topic these days.
she's we're very polar opposite in our viewpoints about almost everything. It's amazing that we're still friends. I don't know how. And so she started to talk about it. I said, no, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to feel angry. I don't want to feel upset. No. And she wanted to persist until she got to the point where she said, well, you're just wrong. And I was like, well, no, you're wrong. So let's stop, because I'm not going there. So if you continue, I'm going to have to hang up, because I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to feel this way. I don't want us to be in this kind of emotion. There's no point. You can think what you think. I'll think what I think. And let's just call that the way it is. So it was, I think, a little bit of, they brought that to me as a little bit of a leftover from yesterday, just to say, you don't have to do those things. You can set that boundary and say, I want to be in a good place, in a happy place. And I'm not going to talk about things that don't feel good. So that's what we wanted to say today about just feeling good. Really, there was a saying a while back about leaning in. We're going to say move into it, settle into it, embrace those feelings that feel good for you, because they're fleeting. They can be fleeting. So
Mhm.
enjoy them and reach for them. They're there.
Yeah, that's awesome, Julie. Awesome message. Thank you for that. And it's so true. It kind of goes to the point of, we have choice of where we want to put our attention. And I love that message. Thank you so much. And it's so easy. So my guides were showing me, first they showed me a bicycle. I thought, okay, where are we going to go with the bicycle? And they're talking, first they go to the joy of the joy of sort of the child within, you know, bicycling and so forth. And then of course, if there are people who can't bicycle, and I think it was more metaphoric, actually. I mean, not that it isn't great to do that and it might be fun, but also, I think I know now why they did that, because I was looking at a couple people's bikes who were biking, you know, and I always say, like, I'd have to have, to forget another bike, I'd have to have like a cruiser bike, you know. I like the foot brakes, like I don't like, you know, but I've been saying that for years and I haven't done it because I don't feel like I'm in an area where I feel really safe bicycling unless I took my bike someplace, whatever. But I think maybe they're using that because I've been putting some attention on that. So then it went to like, well, okay, let's say people who don't have the opportunity to bicycle, right? Whether they are, you know, physically challenged or they just for some reason can't do it. So then they were going to, in your mind's eye, they wanted to go to the subject of how we can be in any kind of energy through visualization. And it's like what they showed me is basically just, you know, it's not unlike daydreaming. You know, you can sit and you can daydream about anything. You can daydream about being at the beach. You can daydream about riding a bicycle or whatever it might be. Speaking of, yeah, keeping things positive, like Julie was saying, it's on this kind of same topic that we're talking about. So they were showing me that, you know, you can do some pretty amazing things energetically. And through, you know, we would say a type of meditation where at least you're getting yourself comfortable and you're getting yourself in a quiet place. I love that. The tail's great. And then you can really see yourself and transport yourself in that kind of vibe. So if there's any time, you know, you're ever thinking, gosh, yeah, but I don't have the money to go travel, or I don't, you know, whatever it might be. You know, they're actually saying, we understand physically you might want to go do those things, and it won't be that you won't ever be able to. But if you find that you're not, have some fun with sitting down in a really quiet space. Give yourself some time in that space. And then start seeing it, visualizing it. If it's the day at the beach, if it's, I wish I was by the ocean, I moved away from the ocean and now I wish I was there. You know, see yourself sitting down, every little, they're saying every action that you would take if you went physically to the beach. Start playing it in your mind. You're seeing it, you're feeling it, you're using all your senses, you're listening, you're seeing, you're smelling, you're feeling it. You know, you're seeing yourself putting out the blanket, the umbrella, whatever it might be, in your chair and sitting down in it. Oh, and you just dug your feet into the sand and how good that feels. And we know, you know what that feels like, they're saying, and you can replicate that in your mind's eye. Again, doesn't mean you don't want to go there physically or that you won't be able to someday, but in the meantime, you can do this. You can do this with anything that you really would like to place yourself in. Whether you're watching Rick Steves, things on, his traveling shows, right? And you watch some of that and you think, God, wouldn't that be so fun to be there?
Who is this?
Rick Steves. You know Rick Steves, right? Oh my God. Rick Steves is like, well, what is his really title? He's #1 travel guy. I mean, he's been around for years and he has many, many shows. He's a lot on PBS.
Wow. Okay.
His shows are on like PBS. Oh, he got it. Yeah. Anyway, he's got, let me tell you, he's got a great job. He created himself a really cool job in this life.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. Anybody who gets to be, and he's really famous. I mean, he's famous in what he does. You know what I mean? So of course, we know there's a lot of people that go and travel and stuff. Rick Steves. Yeah. Rick Steves has a lot of books out too. He's put out books and videos and places to go. And I just like him. Anyway, not that I watch him all the time, but I like him.
No, I'm gonna not right after this, but I'm gonna go do.
Yeah, we'll talk about it afterwards. Sure. Yeah, it's really cool. I remember when my husband and I traveled, we used to go, this is back in the day, going to the library and getting the VHSs, I think, or something. And sometimes if we're going someplace, specific, we watch some of his stuff. He's got really good tips and he's done it all. So he tells you where to go and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so sometimes even watching like shows like that, you can kind of, imagine yourself there. So they're saying you do get benefit. So this is what we're going to, because this is where our guides come in and tell us you are getting benefit from that energetically, spiritually, when you're there, because really you can be, as we know, when we leave our physical body, we can be any place, anytime. So, yes, our physical might limit us here on an earth plane to a degree, but there are many people that like to go and do remote viewing or remote astral travel and all kinds of stuff. So I'm just saying you can get enjoyment if you take time to really see a snapshot in front of you, really kind of embed it in your mind visually, and then sit in meditation and just see yourself there. So they're going to that a lot for some reason. And we would say too that we were talking about, like you said, Julie, about, you're talking to a friend about maybe making things positive and talking about more positive if it was going down a different path. And they said that other path is very typical for humans, right? And they're saying a lot of it equals distraction. And we've all done it. I find myself sometimes going, these thoughts that are accumulating that are negative. I know better now because of what I do. I'm more conscious of it and work with it if it's there, but it is a human condition and we do that. How does it serve us when we go down that path, the rabbit hole, go down in a more negative? It keeps us from being centered, responsible, accountable for our behavior and what it is that, I'm saying it's a distraction. So keep that in mind. If you find yourself doing that, you might even ask yourself that. What am I, if that might be true, what am I possibly distracting myself from right now that I don't want to do the work on myself somehow? I don't want to come back and do that. So I've babbled on. Yes,
No, and that last part, it's crucial. I'm so glad that they brought that up because that's exactly, it is a distraction. It's a distraction from our looking to our own not inability to do things, but our own stuff that needs to get worked on, for lack of finding a better phrase,
Mm-hmm.
And this is, it's funny, I was having this conversation with my friend and saying, people who do this, who have all this drama in their life, pardon I'm looking for a picture of Bella. I wanted to put it up in the background before we ended. That's exactly what it is. It's just, they create chaos so that they feel better about their lives because they can't look inward to resolve their own stuff. And oh, by the way, it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah. Because we know it's a challenge for us to, well, it can be a challenge for us to really work on ourselves, so to speak, right? And to go there and take the time and dedication. So, so sweet. So it's so much easier to, what a face. Look at that. That is adorable. Is that Felix? No,
that's Bella. I really want to get out of the way because you have to see her paw is hanging down. She was in my window. I have to really move out.
She looks so very comfortable.
This is what I see when I look out, when I'm looking at my computer and I look at the street, is the street beyond. And so she just got up in the windowsill and went, yeah, I think I'll just lay here. And
that way Mom will look at me for sure too.
Yeah, you can't really see her. There's just nowhere for me to go except for out of the picture.
No, I can see her. We can see her. It's so cute. She's adorable. I love the white.
This is who is up here, Bella. Anyway, so talk about a distraction, right? So yeah, I think beautiful messages all the way around, and the central one is really what you said, what your guide said, is that it is distraction. And so let's come back full circle to be centered on you and reach for those good feelings, not ignoring the bad ones, but asking what are those about and how can I change that so that I don't have those, so that I can unlearn those messages that don't serve me.
Right.
It just make me angry and fearful.
Yeah.
Because it's just stuff that you learned. It doesn't mean it's true. In fact, it seldom is.
Yeah, it's
So,
true. And you know, along those lines, what you just showed me, Julie, was family conditioning, family lineage. You know, take a look at maybe how that was handled in your family by your same-sex parent in particular. You know, if it was wrapped around a lot of drama or complaining,
exactly.
that might be just something you've learned, but it can be unlearned. And again, it's just whatever you're putting attention on becomes bigger. So you can, you know, you can shift it to more positive statements and positive messages.
Exactly. Exactly. And just because you focus on, just because you learn, I'm just going to say it again, just because you learned these beliefs does not make them real. It doesn't make them true. They maybe feel real to you, but it doesn't make them the reality to seldom the reality to others. Everybody has their own reality. So, yeah, make your reality a happy reality. You can do that.
Yeah.
Just the bottom line. Make your reality a feel good, happy reality, focusing on those things
Yep.
instead of what you don't have and what's scary and what's horrible. And yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, yes, I like it. Great messaging today. And all right, so anything else we want to talk about from, I was writing.
At your time, you're nothing, but not too much. I mean, I think that came in for us that maybe, you know, just needs to be in the world we're in now. I think maybe that is a good message. All the more,
Exactly.
you know, of what's around us. So
Breathe
stay
love.
positive.
Breathe in love, breathe out love, right?
Yeah,
And just like
positive.
I had to do with my friend, I wasn't going to go to that place. I
Yeah.
set my boundary, had to repeat it many, 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 so many times. It was ridiculous, but I did, and we moved on.
Yeah. And it was a choice. So that's what I hear. See, that's the beauty of that, right, Julie? It was a choice. And remember that it's a choice. You know, am I going to go down and give more credit and validate more of those negative things? Or am I going to choose to shift and ignore it and shift to something more positive? So really, yeah, it is as simple as a choice. It's doable.
Okay, I'm writing. I'm writing.
My pen went out. I was starting to write notes. I'm like, ah,
Yes, I took
whatever.
little things I will send to you. So,
Good.
um, so I think that's it. I think it can be short and sweet for today,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And really sweet, very sweet. So that's it. We love your questions. Please send your questions. Please share. We really appreciate that. Please share that we're going to have our Facebook Live coming up on the 22nd, and we'll put that on our Facebook pages soon.
Yeah, yep, definitely. We look forward to that. That'll be fun. So yeah, be thinking about some questions for us. Yeah.
All right. So until then, be happy. Really, just be happy.
Yeah.
All we have is this moment. Make it a good one.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. Thank you, everybody, for viewing us today. See you soon. Bye-bye.